What's up, Stray Cat 1? Smash Lass. Dave Billick 580, how are you? Welcome everybody. Leon. Uh, you can show me. Hola, Madgura. Where are you joining us from? What Spanish speaking country are you from? I'm very interested. Welcome everybody. Greg. Doesn't allow me to say hello for some reason. Zia Harsley Marlowe Petroleer. My dyslexia really shines through right now. Josh, how are you? Leon, Dave. Welcome everybody. God is here. Thank you for being with us, God. Hippie at heart. What's up, God? What's up? No, that's an image. God said sup. Joey and James and Melinda. Welcome everybody. Also welcome to everybody on YouTube and Twitch and X. Hello, Thomas. Good to see you. Welcome to Simulation Talk 91. We're getting up there, huh? Close to 100. It's kind of hard to believe. What's up, Tyler? Good to see you. Lennon. My lips needed some moisturizing because it was climbed a pretty steep mountain today with a full gear and a camera. That was fun. Brought me back to the more extreme days. But we got some really nice shots for the documentary, so I'm very happy. Okay, so hello. Maybe I'll do a very quick intro in one moment, notifying everybody here that in about 15 minutes, I'm gonna have to step outside for like 2 minutes. So hopefully people can be patient. I just need to pick something up. Diana. What's up, Emily? So good to see you here. Always makes me happy to see you here. Okay. Let's do a quick intro. Everybody should check out Emily Moyer's channel on YouTube. We did a couple of really fun interviews together. I enjoyed them. You should go check them out. What's up, Matthew? Good to see you, man. Emily Moyer, Moyer. And my YouTube channel, by the way, is Dango Thoughts, Dango Thoughts on YouTube, or you can just follow the link in my link tree in the bio. In a World Guy. What's up? So, quick intro of the channel. Usually, what is Aaron saying? I'm looking for Alexander Hamilton. Have you seen him? We have an appointment at dawn. All right. I have not seen him here, but I know who he is, obviously. I'm looking to build my own laser setup and have a go soon. Awesome, Thomas. Let me know. You know my email, I would assume, right? So any advice you need, or aside from the protocol that you can see on codeofreality.com, feel free to email me. Again, all the information, including the protocol, is on codeofreality.com, and my email is lasersimulationx@gmail.com. Nico, I see you there. How are you, brother? So good to see you. I learned Spanish in Mexico to wield knowledge. Wield knowledge. I love that term. Saber. What's up, Rosa? How you doing, brother? You're always awesome with the gifts. I appreciate you. What's up, Funkworm? Good to see you. All my regulars are in the house. I think I missed Cal by like 15 minutes. I'm gonna go back to normal hours, and it's very soon. And I actually have to wake up again at 3 a.m. So that has to be a quick one as well. Great, Madgura. I am in Mexico City right now, shooting a little doc. Okay, everybody. So, welcome to Dango Thoughts on YouTube and Danny Goller on TikTok. Goller Danny on X, and LaserX83 on Twitch. Usually, this channel revolves around the simulation hypothesis. My name is Danny, and I'm claiming to have found actual proof that we live in a simulation. I became vocal about an experiment that I've discovered works a few years ago, and that got us to an interesting situation today. So I'm going to give you a little bit of information on that. The details are that if you project a diffracted laser on a surface, any surface, and you will ingest a particular molecule that I cannot name because of the legality issue, you will see code running in surfaces. This observation has now been verified over 1,000 times worldwide. And yes, of course, it would have to go through the rigor of science with double blinds and all the good stuff that science can throw at it. But that's where we are so far. It did get me connected with some of the leading researchers in the field and some very interesting people. It does not mean that all of them agree with me and my conclusions. However, this is an ongoing conversation that we are having, and I'm very happy we're having it. And we're meeting here every single day to discuss the discovery, the experiment, as well as science in general, spirituality, religion, philosophy, God, whatever comes to mind. We try to stay away from politics. Recently, it seemed that is becoming increasingly difficult, but we're going to keep doing that because I don't think that actually matters that much. But that's just me. Okay. We have Emily saying good food and techno in Mexico City. Wish I was there. Yeah. The other day I ate 18 tacos. What does that mean? What does that say? Have the people who disagree with you, I mean in one sitting, that's what I meant, not in a day. Have the people who disagree with you actually done the experiment? Great question. They did not. All the people who disagree with me did not do the experiment. No, I just lied to you. That is not true. Actually, I'm not sure I'm supposed to mention him. Or I don't know if he wants to be mentioned in this context, so I'm going to reserve. But he's a really known scientist. He did try this. From what he said, I have no reason to doubt him. He said he couldn't see it. It is true that it takes sometimes people a little longer to see it. So I'm very confident that if you will try again or do a little longer, he will eventually see it. And eventually we'll just figure out why it takes some people some time to see it. So I'm not really that concerned, but yeah, I want to make sure that I'm very loyal to the facts. So yes, at least there's one scientist who did try this, could not see it. I don't know how long he did or any of the details, and I don't want to give his name because I'm definitely not sure that he wants to be mentioned in this context. So we'll find out. A comment from X always makes me excited. How are you, just human? And Jason saying hi, Dan. How are you, Jason? Yeah, oh wait, and Tyler before said, I verified this last night. I'm still compiling my thoughts, but I very much saw it. Thank you, Tyler. I don't know if you emailed me or not. All the people that are here that I did not email back yet, apologies, but I was shooting nonstop for the last 4 days. And yesterday we shot, literally we left the cabin at 4 a.m., ascended the mountain, and came down close to noon. So that was my schedule. And actually that's why I skipped our live yesterday. I simply did not have any reception. Otherwise I would absolutely do a live no matter how tired I would be. But I had no reception. So I gave myself an exception because there's no reception. Nice. The point was, if you emailed me and I haven't emailed you back, even in over a week, which is usually more than what it takes me, that's why, don't worry, I will email you back. If you emailed me, I will email you back for sure. So I hope you emailed me, Tyler. If not, you should, because I also like to have a little bit of an afterthought and maybe help put some things in order. That's very important. So thank you for sharing. And now we can go to Just Human. From X is saying, damn, I'm assuming that's Dan. Can you suggest a place to go to where I may be able to safely experience the phenomena? That's a great question. I am working on potential ways of doing this in a way that answers to all the legal ramifications, and we are trying to do this in a way that people won't get in trouble. So working on it. The short answer is I don't quite know because it depends on a lot of different factors. Some countries it's actually illegal if I'm not mistaken. So if you email me, it will be easier for me to tell you specifics if you give me the specifics of your exact situation. My email is lasersimulation laser simulation x@gmail.com. Also, let me put it in my comments because I keep forgetting to research how to pin the comments up there so I don't have to do it every time. Let's see, how to pin comments on YouTube monthly on a live. There you go. That's one task for today, but you can always email me. Michael, great handle. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. Says, love these streams. The Gallimore interview was great. Thank you so much. I did enjoy it. I always enjoy Gallimore and his mind. Jason Shipley, we ordered the laser, but in the meantime, I tried my Bosch self-leveling laser. Did it work? Because from what I know, these don't work because they're too narrow and they're too concentrated. They drown the signal. But maybe I'm wrong. Every time I try to look through that, it didn't work. So you tell me. Also, everybody should know that we are working on making sure that we have now that we have like a bunch of orders, we're making sure that we have a stack of them, so people don't have to wait that long. People usually wait like a week or two. This was not like a thing that we're aiming at making at scale, and now it seems that everybody wants them. So we're working really hard to make that faster and better, and also working on all kinds of fun new designs. So something to anticipate. Also, I will mention this only a couple times in every live. I did start my membership program. I can't say with any amount of confidence that I can at the moment claim that I think it's great, because I don't know, because I just started, and we'll see what I think in the beginning to come up with that are extra value for people that are signing up. Definitely some one of these things is going to be extra lives that are only for members only. It will allow me to engage with people more directly, as well as once or twice a month we'll do a personal Zoom call with a group of the members, and we can have a lively discussion back and forth. And also, I'm very open for suggestions as to, even if you haven't signed up to be a member, maybe you have ideas of what you think members would appreciate, and I will do my best to make sure that people get the best of their money's worth. This will allow me to, of course, focus on the channel more full time. And so I will be announcing these a couple times live, and I'll be very transparent and open about where I think it stands at the moment. At the moment, it is in its diapers. So whomever is going to be joining essentially is kind of like kickstarting the membership plan with me, because I am new to this, but I will definitely do my best to make sure that I deliver something that people find valuable. We can maybe do all kinds of things. We might be able to dive into particular papers that people want to talk about. I can maybe break down some theories that people are interested in. It's something that I think people enjoy. We kind of go through the rabbit hole of all kinds of suggestions that different either scientists or people in the more spiritual realm make, and we can go through them in a way that is entertaining, fun, and educational. That can be one extra value. So this is announcement one. I'll make one more closer to the end, so I hope you can bear with me. Jason Shipley is saying we ordered. Oh, sorry, read that comment already. Tyler is saying I will definitely email you. I have quite a lot to share and discuss. Awesome, Tyler. James is saying it's all about the frequency in the mind, whatever it takes to get you there. I would agree with that. Yeah. What's up, Just Human? Thank you, Dan. I will email you. Perfect. I need to speak to you, mate. All right, Thomas. You know my email. With a low dose of shrooms, neither of us saw anything but scatter, but look forward to trying according to the protocol. Yeah, that's why I'm saying with low doses of shrooms, it will definitely not work. Higher doses, very possible, anything above 3.5 grams. But as you all, probably most of you know, shrooms are a big commitment. It's a whole day, basically. That's why the molecule is somewhat favorable for many reasons, one of them being that it's extremely short. Also, that you will see it much more vividly and vibrantly and realistically than you would with any other substance, as far as I know at the moment. Madgura is saying the people in the protocol. Oh, wait, the people in the protocol, I think that is being. Wait. The people is the protocol, I think that is being done. I'm not sure what you meant by that sentence, sorry. Do you see the possibility of more autonomy for the individual being incredibly increased? So I would assume, Madgura, that maybe, and I don't mean to offend, but maybe English is not your first language, and I would love if you try to rephrase, because I truly try to understand and I don't. It might also have a lot to do with my brain being at the end of its daily capacity. But if it's really important for you to ask the question and I can't get it here on the chat, again, feel free to email me and I'll put extra effort in understanding what you're trying to say, and I will definitely engage with you. Evan Swanson is saying, Dan, love the work. Have you experienced entities that appear to have bad intentions? Are you ever worried that one you're communicating with are what we call EVIL? Do you believe in demons? It's crossed my mind before. Okay, so that's a great question, Evan. But now, hey, Nathan, thank you so much for all the likes. I appreciate you. The time has come for me to go downstairs for 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we'll see you in a moment. So just bear with me for 1 second. Almost there. Oh, right. This took longer than anticipated. Can't believe it exited the live, but I guess we continue. All right. Whew. Had to run. Okay, let's see. So we stopped with Evan. With Evan, right? And your question was, have I considered that it was some entities are EVIL? Well, of course, and it's not even a matter of consideration, that's just a fact that everything that exists out there in that space. It is kind of crazy that it closed my TikTok live. Welcome everybody who's rejoining. I don't know why it did that. It usually actually allows me to rejoin the live, but it canceled it altogether, which is a little annoying, but that's okay. It is what it is. So to your question, Evan, yes, of course, and you can't. You need to understand that this idea we have in the West that everything has to be pure and white and light and all of that. That's a very childish idea. For example, I don't know if you know, but if you watch Japanese films, they don't have that concept. Characters are very complex, like they are in real life. It's not always very clear who's the bad guy, who's the good guy, because people have motives, and that's really how it works. Nobody is a good guy or a bad guy. And everything in existence is a mixture of some combination of things. It is true that in that context, you can say that certain beings lean more towards the yang or the dark, right? What you would call the dark side. But that's the shadow is part of the tapestry. It's actually the majority of what's going on in the universe, and it is something that we just have to accept. It's not something that you can or want to try and eradicate, because then you have a complete imbalance in the universe. But if you are of a particular flavor that doesn't match with that style or vibe, these experiences can definitely be a little bit jarring. And I always recommend, this is why I always recommend this in the beginning, if you have these experiences, to always have them during the day, because there's other kinds of energies at play during that time. And at the same time, also making sure that you are with somebody who has experience and they can kind of guide you through these processes. Well, welcome everybody back to the chat. It is, wow, this is, hey Nathan, how are you? All your likes went with the old chat. I don't know why I just canceled the chat, but I deeply appreciate you, Nathan. Thank you so much for the likes. Yeah. I've never seen TikTok do this before. It usually just kind of rejoins the live, whatever it is, but it is what it is then, I guess. Okay, so I hope this answers your question, but the truth is that just like with everything else, we have to accept the fact that these things are always there. They're there right now, and it doesn't matter if you take any substance to be aware of these things. They're constantly in operation throughout the day around you, and it's an energy match thing more than anything else. Okay, we're Mel. He's saying, I didn't try this experiment yet. Can't wait to try, but I have had low-level experiences that the field can be seen. Whatever holds everything together dissipates, and it resembles that of an energetic field, translucent, almost digital. I did a full breakthrough on December 21st, 20. I guess 2020, which no doubt saved my life. Saved your life. That is interesting to learn more about. DXM is underrated. What's up, IRU? Skylar, you're alive and well. How was the storm? Did it pass you by? Did it do a lot of damage? How was it? Is St. Petersburg still standing? Oh my god, we also lost Nico? Okay, that is a sad day. Oh, no, he's back. Welcome back, Nico. That is a sad day. So just to give a quick recap, sorry, YouTube and X and Twitch were here the whole time. But to all the newcomers in TikTok, this channel usually revolves around simulation hypothesis. My name is Danny, and I'm claiming to have found actual proof that we live in a simulation. We meet here every single day to discuss the discovery, the implications, the experiment, as well as the documentary we're working on the subject, and science in general, religion, spirituality, God, philosophy, whatever comes to mind. If you have specific questions about the experiment, feel free to ask and I'll answer them. If you don't, I would assume you know what we're talking about, and I'm glad we have everybody back here, or most people back here. And you can always check out my YouTube channel, which is Dango Thoughts, Dango Thoughts, for longer form videos of everything you see here on TikTok. There's longer form videos on YouTube. And you can just follow the link in my link tree in the description. So, let's dive back into the questions. Your kitchen was flooded, oh my god. Do I like the universe? I love the universe. Do you like the universe? I am the laser guy, yes. Wait, so your kitchen was flooded. You are magic, you are science, and you are the universe. Thank you. That makes me feel incredibly good. And Skylar, as much as I'm very kind of like jumping around subjects today, I do mean my questions in all seriousness. Did it require, like, do you guys have to, like, repair the whole house right now? Or, whoa, member level 13. I don't know what that is, but you reached some kind of a level, Nico. I'm glad. I'm not entirely, that's an interesting way of phrasing it, Tyler. I'm not entirely unconvinced that what I saw was not my brain just trying to make sense and order out of the Rayleigh scattering, but the permanence and coherence of the characters was something. Fair point. Like I say many times in my lives, the details are actually the thing that makes the difference here. The thing I'm resting on for the claim about us living in a simulation, or saying that we live in a computational environment, is more than the code. There's a lot of different data points that I think converge on that, including theoretical frameworks, things from physics, current physics, and also other things that I see in the space, like the console, for example. But I would fully grant that if somebody is not experiencing all these data points for themselves, it is, it's going to take a little bit more of a process of, discerning what's what in the space. But it's a fair point. The more you're going to interact with it, you're going to see that it becomes even more and more coherent. And then if you understand more about what the brain is usually doing, it's becoming pretty untenable to assume that this is all just what we would call mind-made. Ambient glass is saying Dango Thoughts is what you see the same on everything, or can you see differences in different objects? So far, same code, no matter what it is. Evan Swanson saying, can you discuss what else can be seen with different colored lasers? Have blue, violet, green. I can now see the code sober after the molecule experiences. Have you heard of this from anyone else? Yes, I've heard this from multiple people, which is very interesting, by the way. When I wear polarized glasses, I seem to be able to see the characters more clear. Do you have any additional methods besides refracting through water that help to see them better and in new insight? The short answer is not concretely enough to talk about it yet, but I have a couple of things that I think might work. I want to make sure that it works across the board before I talk about it. But thank you for these points, Evan. Is it Evan? Evan? How do you prefer to? I'm assuming it's Evan, but if there's a different way to pronounce it, please let me know. And the short answer is I don't want to talk about it yet publicly, but yeah, I think there's a couple of ways in which we can do it. The polarized glasses definitely help. Somebody brought it to my attention from Spain, actually. They noticed that when they do arrange protection glasses, they see it more coherently. If they use only the ones that block the exact frequency of light, like if it's for exactly the wavelength of 650 nanometers, then you would just not see anything. But if it's a range, it actually helps see it better. But yeah, let me. I'm kind of excited to potentially talk about these two things if they work, but at the same time, I want to make sure that they work. So not yet, but I'll notify you. Mr. Fireside is saying on X again. I love that we have all these comments from X all of a sudden. Yo, Dan, always a good way to start a conversation. Let's do a spaces on Twitter sometimes. Hit me up. I'll organize. You can come as a guest. Would love that. I don't know what your channel is about, but it sounds like fun. And I also do need to grow my X channel, so I do welcome these. So I appreciate you, Mr. Fireside. Let me save this. Would you also do me a favor? I mean, I will save this right now, but if you just for safety, if you can also text me on X, so I can definitely refer back to it and see it for sure. X Mr. Fireside. Let's see. Why am I out of breath today, Mr. Fireside? I think maybe because I climbed elevation. Oh, I'm not sure that's you. Yeah, if you don't mind texting me, that would be amazing. Because I want to make sure that I get the message. So, but yeah, I would love to. And also, I should probably do it more often, right? The spaces and stuff. But I just never done it, so I don't know how to do it. So you can show me the ropes. So I'm totally down. Jean Paul Baptiste. Oh my God. Are you the real Jean Paul Baptiste? Welcome, welcome. Madgura is saying, el cambio que I don't speak Spanish enough, but estamos viviendo, se está acelerando a tope, lo sientes. Well, I should work on my Spanish. That's a good sign. What's up, Fungi Focus? Hello, hello. Tyler is saying, after I saw it with the laser, I had a thought to try and see using ambient light to a sheet of saran wrap, and it worked. So you guys heard this first. I didn't know that that's the case. You have to relax your eyes in the same magic eye illusion kind of way. It was much harder to see this way, though. The laser was much easier. I see. So that's actually a very important data point. Thank you for bringing it to my attention, Tyler. So now I'm very excited about you emailing me because we can probably triangulate some very important things here. I am recently been working on figuring out how to fold all of this in terms of holography. And as you probably know, in holography, you do project it on a particular screen that needs a particular way of interacting with light. And what you're talking about, the sheet, might be playing a role of a semi-holographic sheet. So that might be what's going on there. We should talk about the specifics. This is very helpful and very useful. So thank you so much. What you're talking about saying, hi everyone, how are you? You still didn't tell me if you're from Jamaica. Will you ever tell me if you're from Jamaica? Ambient Glass, can you see my questions? Yes, I can. Just so you know that YouTube does block if you put like a link. Maybe that's the case. Virginia Marie is saying, I think it's possible that the molecule space dimensions exists and is somehow functionally responsible that the coding on that space makes things in this be what they are to us here. You be the judge. No, I think I got what you were trying to say. All right. Okay, I'm going to go to TikTok for 1 second, guys. Hello, everyone on TikTok. After these experiments, what do you think of the afterlife? I mean, it makes sense to me that it exists much more than it did before. How old am I? I'm 41. Perturbation. Cheers. What we're talking about? We're talking about the simulation hypothesis. And I'm claiming that I found actual proof that we live in a simulation. If you're interested in the details, feel free to ask, and I'll fill you in on the details. After this experiment, what do you think of the after? Wait, how did I read this before and after? Oh, because you asked it twice. Got it. I thought it was Groundhog's Day or something. Dree Crump is saying, would other simulations be able to gain consciousness as well, or how would explain why ours is off? So, at least my proposition is that it's much closer to idealism in that consciousness is actually fundamental, not only in the universe, but it being the universe itself. And in that context, the way it functions, the regularities with which it expresses itself, is what we perceive as computation. So the deepest point is that the universe is mind. The slightly one level of emergent level is that the mind behaves in a particular way, and from a disassociative boundary inside of the mind. In other words, if there's bubbles of the mind form inside of the mind, so there's like smaller minds inside the mind, which is things like us. To us, these regularities will look like a certain thing, which again, this is the whole idea of idealism or analytic idealism by Bernardo Castro. And Bernardo Kastrup, if you want to check it out, Kastrup. And then in that situation, one of the postulations is that the laws of physics are in fact these regularities with which the mind behaves, but we're taking it one step further, and this idea is also not new, that underneath what the regularities that seem to be the laws of physics, the deeper meta-regularities are computation, or what we call computation. So I hope this helps understand. So consciousness is going to be across the board, and simulation does not mean that there's some base reality that simulates other realities, even though there are layers that you can stack them up, and in that context you can say that one layer is simulating another. But the deeper point is that there is no base reality. All of what we call simulations, there would be slices of reality, of which one of which would be our world. Can we work with a green laser? Yes, just always make sure it's not above 5 milliwatts, because otherwise you can do some cornea damage. Never, ever, ever above 5 milliwatts. The more theoretical research I do, the more I believe we are in a simulation. There you have it, folks. I was completely against the theory a while back. Yeah, kind of like, I was never against it. I was never interested in it, though. It was actually, and this might be weird to you, or maybe not, but it was kind of boring to me. It seemed completely arbitrary, messy, and not like the messy that people always compare me to. It was kind of just not pretty, you know? It's like, you're telling me that from this point on, the rules are arbitrary because some beings came up with them on a whim or whatever feeling they had that day, seem to be completely against what we would like to see in physics, which is, like a neat little formula that tells us how things are. Now, obviously, reality doesn't usually fall into what we want it to be, but it was something about it that was very unalluring for me. I don't even know if that's a word, but then I had to just absorb the information as it came, and I had to admit that was the most likely explanation considering all of the stuff that I was observing. And in addition to all of that, then there was something that actually panned out in a way of an experiment that then worked across the board, at least to a degree. So here we are. How do we get to the next level? Good question. God be with you in all your life's journey. Thank you so much. Think crystal biocomputer. Thinking. The answer to the meaning of life is 42. Right. The whole point was, what was the question? How much you know about physics, brother? I know some physics. Why do you ask, brother? So for analogies, since we're just a CD on a CD stack holder, I guess not exactly, because the CD doesn't necessarily hold. It can hold information or data, but that's not quite the same as computation. Computation is the process in which the abstraction of computation expresses itself in physical reality, is what we see as what computers do. So reality works just like coordinates. I'm not sure what you mean by that specifically. Trying to understand. Hello, Nelson. Good to see you. Yerek is saying you can show how to do what with normal laser at home equipment. You can find all the information you need. I'm glad you found something funny, Skylar. I was happy to make you laugh. Normal laser at home. So everything you need as far as building the laser would be on codeofreality.com. Codeofreality.com. There's a full list there of what you need to get from Amazon to make it work. If you don't want to get it from Amazon, or you can get it anywhere you want. Just make sure that the specs match what the items say. So you can get it from Alibaba or any store, whatever you want. Just make sure that the specs are correct. Never go above 5 million watts, and it has to be diffracted. But really, aside from that, there's not a lot of restrictions. Yes, YouTube, I'm coming back to you in one moment. What's up, Rose? Good to see you. Check out the Janus cosmological model of gene. That's a mouthful. I don't know what that is. Janus cosmological model of gene. Sounds more mystical than physics, I'll be honest with you. Okay. Here's what it is. The Janus cosmological model, JCM, describes the universe as a Riemannian manifold with two different metrics that handle positive and negative masses. In general relativity with no paradox. In very good agreement with latest observational data. The theory is published in peer-reviewed academic journals. Okay, I'll definitely look into it. It sounds... Two different metrics that handle positive and negative masses. So like anti-gravity stuff? Physicist Jean-Pierre Petit. Oh, got it. Okay. I did hear about this. Okay. Hold on. I would love to see how it connects to... No, I'm just having a hard time breathing. It's not this kind of live. Relax. Okay, so... I think I ate too much. So I want to see how it connects to holography. That might be helpful. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Hello, Barbara. Hello, do you like metal? Well, I'm really good friends with Zoltan Bathory, the guitar player and the founder of Five Finger Death Punch. So I definitely love their music. That's not true. There's other metal bands that I actually like. I did like Korn back in the day. What else? I'm sure there's others. There's a couple of German bands. I don't remember what they're called now. Why do you ask? Thoughts on NPCs? Don't know. I don't find it particularly important. Like, the situation is whatever it is. If everybody are NPCs, great. I'm still feeling like people are not. So I'm gonna treat them like they're not. 5.5 inches and pink. What? Is this okay? Is the laser the only method you find to work? At least for this, at the moment, yes. But as somebody just commented on YouTube, there seems to be other ways to potentially make it work. Okay, so we'll go back to YouTube for a little bit, and then today we'll do like 1 hour, so we have about 13 more minutes. I think it's possible that the molecule space... Okay, we saw that. I've got everything ready to try the experiment myself apart from one item. I made e-juice, so I'm looking for a fake battery, but they're out of stock everywhere in the UK. Oh, that ain't good. That ain't good. Yeah, UK is so problematic with this stuff, man. It's the universe telling me to wait. Yeah, probably, actually. You're laughing, but the molecule knows, and it definitely tells people to wait. What is up with my voice? Whoa. Maybe the universe telling me to shut up, which will be sad. Okay, would be interesting to see the experiment reaction. What happened to the Wi-Fi? Hold on. Should be okay. Strange. I went to your Twitter and didn't see any poll. Poll of what? Maybe would be interesting to see the experiment reaction to Egyptian blue and Chinese hand purple pigment. Yeah. One more thing to add to the experiment. Thank you, First Cause. Also good to see you. Virginia Marie is saying maybe you are seeing the coating on a wall that makes the paint be paint with coating for color that's presented to us and all other qualities. Well, the problem with that hypothesis is that the code seems to be the same on every single thing, including on your skin. So I would say that's a unanimous no. Thank you, Nico. The universe runs on a binary code. The code you see in the laser is not binary. So, and interrupt the space with a hand to see if the coding slightly changes for skin. No, code is the same for skin. It's actually one of the biggest challenges to see what might change the code, which will be huge, and working on it. Ambient Glass is saying, get an artist to draw it. It's in the trailer, guys. In the trailer, there's a piece of paper in the beginning with the red thing. On the left, there's little characters. These are the characters you see in the code. About the AI and the movement, working on it. I'm working with a VR expert to reproduce exactly what the code actually looks like. And Mr. Fireside is saying your message are not open, bro. Wait, what? Is that why I'm not receiving my messages? Hold on. Allow messages request from no one. Jesus. Why would it be on that? Okay, now. Try now. Should be now. Should be good now. Now I allowed for everybody. Thank you for letting me know. I mean, I was like, why is my X not growing and nobody's texting me? It's so weird. Text me now, Mr. Fireside, and let me know. Ambient Glass, you're assuming AI can just inherently understand it. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, so you can't. The question. Wait. I'm sorry. So, thank you for that. Okay. Ambient Glass, I owe you an apology. I didn't read your comment fully. I think my brain is just kind of not fully here anymore. But yeah, there's no way you can decode it at the moment. There's just too much going on. You can't have anybody remember what they see, and then that's not happening. There's millions of characters. They're all moving really fast. There's not a person on this planet that can do it. Maybe this savant guy that can remember everything out of, but we can't rely on one person to do something like this. We'll need a reliable way to do this. So I think any idea that has to do with decoding the code, forget about it until you have some advanced version of Neuralink. And then you can, stream directly from your Cortex, put it into ChatGPT, do all kinds of things. Until that point, there's no way. All we can hope for at the moment is potentially perturbing the code in some way, seeing if we can yield some results that are repeatable and also agreeable by multiple individuals. I think at this stage of the game, that's the only thing we can do. And I'm glad that you guys interacting with each other, because otherwise I would never notice that that's what you actually said, and it's my bad. So John Paul Baptiste is in the house. I am very honored. Probably qubit quantum code. I think it's more than quantum, to be honest. No thinking it might be able to match it to something. Oh, no. Thinking it might be... No, it's... As I said, it's too convoluted. What's your first language? I think depending on how you define the first language. If you mean the first one I ever spoke was Russian, but I think my first language is English at this point, because that's the language in which I think, dream, do everything. I don't think it could be best. It could do... Wait. I don't think it could be best. It could do is match them with pre-existing symbols. That's a response. Okay. Intermission pattern. Astral realm. Afterlife. Symbols. Okay, I'm going to run through these. So there's a bunch of interactions back and forth, which I love. That coding that makes the rock be a rock is this space. Looks like something resembling blob with coding scrolling all around it. to the autonomous being in that space. Again, I'm pretty sure it's not you. I'm pretty sure it's me and my brain at the moment, but I do not understand what you mean by that. Space is fake, aliens are fake, gravity is fake, we're all fake. By the way, I got the full spiel from Eddie Bravo about how space is fake in person. It was glorious. Interesting. This guy, Patrick Jackson, has a device that can see the beings. You guys should talk. Patrick Jackson. Let's see. Patrick Jackson. I need more information than that. There seems to be a lot of Patrick Jacksons. So, but feel free to forward my information. I'm always down to talk to people. Is there a preferred dose to see the effect without going into a full break? All the protocol is on codeofreality.com. And you guys can just see the entire protocol there. So just so you know, Benny, we're not talking about hieroglyphs. They don't look like hieroglyphs. And that matters. But I'm not ruling out that you can potentially see the code that I'm talking about also with the molecule you mentioned that I cannot mention because of TikTok. I just don't know. What's up, Danny? Good to see you. I'm not sure, but I think the recommended dose is max. Yeah, so just the protocol mentions that exact conundrum of how much you should do and under what conditions. Just checking in for a second. I haven't watched this back. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. First cause, you can cut the film of hologram in half and that in half, so forth, and still get the entire image because the information is spreading in fractals on the film. I know, it's incredible, isn't it? Only 1 to 20% of people are real. Okay, I wonder where you get that data from. You only like one genre of music, metal? Oh no, I love all kinds of music. Somebody just asked me if I like metal, so that was a direct response to that. Benny Schill, show of only takes. Okay. What do you think about special ADHD and others binaural HZS, euphoria-inducing isochronics mixed in with music? I mean, what do I think about it? I feel like it's too general a question. I'm not sure what you're referring specifically to. Can frequencies, hertz, sound influence focus in your opinion? Absolutely. Absolutely. I know this for a fact to be true. Everybody seems the same character. Yes, Lubov. Every time. Oh, Fireside said it works. I'm very excited about this. Let's see. Woohoo! Got a message. This is crazy. It was off the whole time. Wow. All right. No wonder. I was like, why is my X not growing at all? This is so wild. The code may be the same, but you are saying it's always the same sequence and never change. I never said it's the same sequence. I'm saying there's no way you can discern the sequence. It's the same seeming pattern. Yeah, you can't see that specificity, Virginia. You can't see A, B, C, D versus A, B, D, C. There's no way. It's just too much. Even in the movie The Matrix, notice that there's just too much happening. Like, you can't discern a sequence, right? So that's more than that. More than what you see in the movie. How do I try this in my living room? You go to codeofreality.com and you look at the protocol. Reality.com. Boom. Boom. This is cooler. Okay. Oh, wait. Does YouTube see this, by the way? Does YouTube see what I'm showing now on the screen? The website? Or is that only showing to Twitch? I want to know. Would a chair present in 3D in the code if you could spread the light over it? Understand? I would say yes, but I think we will need powerful enough of a light and look from a certain distance. But I think overall, yes. How do I try this in my living room? Like I said, codereality.com. Yes, perfect. Amazing. I just love the picture more. A friend made this picture. His name is Brad, if he's around. That was a great picture, and I used it for Twitch. So I appreciate you, Brad. My grammar isn't the best right now, so I understand your difficulty reading my comments. Yeah, it's also combined with my brain being very tired. Patrick Jackson, AI Orb Defense Network. Patrick Jackson, AI Orb Defense Network. This is a very, very... Is he a Irish UFO expert? Because that's what it says on my end. But again, the easiest way, if you truly want me to engage with that person, is to just email me their details in some form. And it's lasersimulationx@gmail.com. That's my email. I was watching another channel and someone brought you up on the panel. I didn't know you did a documentary type thing. We're working on a documentary now. Who was it? Who brought us up? I would love to know. Have you seen ancient Aberrant Hebrew? Possibly any resemblance to the code? Yes. There's some Japanese katakana mixed with some what seems to be Hebrew letters. So absolutely, yes. Well, my voice is going, so I think it's definitely telling me that I need to quit soon. So let me go through a couple more comments. If I win the Nobel Prize, can I get a shout out on stage? Yeah, that would be some Nobel Prize. What'd you get the Nobel Prize for? Oh, I just discovered if you project light while you're on substances, you see cool code. I got the Nobel Prize, man. I mean, that would be the Nobel Prize of existence. Is there a video where you talk about everything that happened for you to figure out the whole laser stuff? That will be the documentary, basically. I remember we mentioned once about the claws you were getting on your day-to-day life. The clues, yes. I read it as claws. She spelled it correct. Or he? No, that's a she, I think. Right? Is that correct? And I read claws instead of clues. That's my brain right now. I can't find the device you are referring to. You're talking to him in glass. Me neither, by the way. Okay, I'll put this way. We see a gray rock with speckles on it on the ground. But in that other space, all the coding that makes the rock appears as a rock to us. Looks like a blob of codes there. And you are seeing the code? Yes. That is actually the claim. Have you considered that if there is code, that there is likely creator? Oh no, for sure there's a creator. 100%. I haven't considered, I'm telling you that I know this for a fact. What are your thoughts on this? Have you spent any time looking into things like NDEs? I don't need to. I'm speaking literally to the management company every time I go there. They are absolutely real. Amazing. Thank you guys for letting me know that you see it. No, I'm not saying you are seeing this specificity. I'm saying the variance in the sequence slightly changes for rock, metal, liquid. I don't think, at least from what I see in the code, I don't see how anybody can discern a pattern there. Of course, I can be wrong, but it doesn't seem to be likely to me. Have you seen the code, the way that I'm proposing? Do you think there could be a possible way to manipulate the code? I do think there's possible way. I do know that we don't know it at the moment. Hard to have a coherent conversation about a topic we don't have enough language for yet. I think the English language is robust enough to talk about this, to be quite honest. Uh, but you can always email me if you want to have a more, like a more deep conversation. Lasersimulationx@gmail.com. Does the code show up better in light or dark room? Does it matter? It does matter. The best way is a combination of the two. So not completely dark, not completely light. Kind of like in between. That's a perfect way. We all have brain farts. Yes, mine are more often than others, I would assume. But thank you for making me feel better. If you would project the laser on two different objects simultaneously sitting near each other, would the signature of the code reveal different structures for each of the objects? Like I said, no man, when you see it, you'll understand. There's just too much. Again, I don't know what kind of brain people have, but I definitely don't have the capacity to like retain what I'm observing and then translate to another one. This everything is in movement. There's millions of things happening. I don't see how that's possible. Okay, now I'm back here. And also, woo, this is fun. I haven't blocked anyone in a while. Just because it's not even the comment, it's that it adds nothing and then the person keeps repeating it. So, one thing we don't do here is stupid. Thank you for the likes, Patrick. Will the duck be submitted to Sundance? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the distribution is going to be. That's one of the things we're working on, but maybe. That's a great question. The doc is going to be directly submitted to the Nobel Committee. We just send them a tape, like an old VHS tape, like it's a mystery tape. Why did you use computer program to show you how it looks? Working on it, working with a VR expert. Uh, It's the perfect spot to hide the code for the simulation if it is simulation. Well, I don't think the code is hidden. I think it's just not easily seen. But I don't think it's hidden. Because I think then it would be hidden better. I finally got to see the kanji symbols in your new trailer. I have yet to see the code in the laser. However, your kanji looks just like the symbols and numbers I see every single time in the space. Interesting. Yes and no, because some of the code that I see in without the laser seems to be more kind of like general, and I can change it with my attention. I can change it from to regular numbers and things like that. In the laser, you can't really do that, so I'm not sure. You can use my technique to see and understand the code if it's moving too fast. It's hermetic mysticism. And yet I'm saying it can discern, yet I'm just saying code over there means rock, and code over here means red ball. We don't know. So I'm not really sure that it codes for that, if I have to be honest. I think it codes for a much more fundamental thing. And then that fundamental thing aggregates to a more general thing that just kind of repeats itself. It wouldn't be that specific because then that would seem to be a very wasty way to do that. I think it would cover some more general rule that will give rise through fractals to everything we see. Let me see. To put it simply, my technique basically gives you an infinite IQ and your consciousness is set to max. Yes. Why don't you use computer? Oh, okay, we saw that. Does the code letters sometimes change into other hallucinations, or is it always consistent? Always consistent. Always the same thing. What's up, Travis? Put it to max. Does your head not explode if you put your consciousness to max? Infinite IQ. Look at the simple repetitive in DNA, yet look at the complexity and uh, intricacy it can create. My point exactly. That's my point exactly. So the DNA, what I'm saying is that the code would probably be coding for something like the DNA, not what the DNA gives rise to. But who knows? This is just all assumptions. Thank you so much for the likes, guys. I appreciate you. What is sub fiesta? Yeah, your head basically explodes. That's why I just teach the technique now and don't do it anymore. It's intense. So you're okay with other people's brain exploding, just not yours? That's super sweet of you, 113. Same thing going on with the Mandelbrot set equation. Yeah. So actually, from what I saw, it doesn't fold according to the Mandelbrot set exactly. What's up, Jose? Good to see you. Did you see the recent James Webb discovery? Big Bang might be debunked soon. Highly doubt it, but again, with all the stuff that's going on recently, I don't really know anymore. No, I have not seen. I should probably. I was very busy shooting. Nico, you would be a good person to ask. Did you look into the details of that story that everybody was sharing about the people who replicated the findings of people potentially communicating through a dream, through a lucid dream? Did they ever publish the actual paper? I really want to look at the actual paper. Where's my accent from? It's kind of a mishmash of things. It's a combination of being in the U.S. long enough to speak perfect English, being too tired to care to fully carry through the accent all the way, and with a mixture of some Russian and living, I guess, also in the Midwest for a little while, and then yeah, so yeah, I can't find it, which is very suspicious because usually if it's something like that, people are like results, results. It's like, wait a second, where's the actual like data and exactly how they did it? It sounds so flimsy. I'm like, I'm not against it. The reason that I'm so interested in making nailing it down is because I really want this to be true. But if I'm gonna, but we better make sure that it's true before everybody repeating these thoughts, because otherwise it's just like, here's one more. Here's one more nonsense that everybody repeated. I don't know if there was like an escape from the, because potentially you can have, if somebody's in lucid dreaming, and it might be that they're hyper vigilant in one way, and then maybe they overheard the actual buzzing in the headphones that the other person was listening to. That's also possible. You mean articles that people wrote about it? Yeah, might be also a publicity stunt, to be honest, to get more backers for the company. But again, I'm only speaking this way because I really want it to be true. I'm just always annoyed when it turns out that it was some nonsense that somebody pulled, and then everybody repeated the nonsense, and now we're stuck with that thought. And 10 years from now, people are going to be saying, 10 years ago they proved that this and this and this, and then they buried it. And it was like, no, they just never proved it was true. And I'm really tired of that happening. So I want something wonderful and amazing like that to be true. Please tell me it's true. But I need to make sure it's true. Back in the 2000s, there was a couple that would post about it. See? So I know a girl that can dream for other people. I found out after it happened with me before I met her. Oh, I need to know more detail about that, Mishuna, huh? If you can email me about this. What's the highest number of times you've done the molecule in one day? Nonstop. I don't know how many times that would be, but just literally nonstop. Like since the moment I woke up till I went to sleep, just kept on smoking it all day. I don't know what it would amount to, but it's actually not that hard to do if you're already used to it. Quantum tunneling communication for instantaneous communication regardless of distance. Okay. But all of this needs to be demonstrated rigorously, understand? That's my point. Have you seen the film What the Bleep Do We Know? Yes, I have. I think the conclusions there were very, very far fetched. They were not. I think far fetched is the wrong word because I know that there's definitely truth to the fact that we have some influence of reality, but the experimental data that was shown did not then. It didn't follow like all the stuff that they then put forth, right? And in fact, there's a great interview. I think we spoke about this. There was a great interview with David Albert, who's one of the physicists that they had on the movie, in which he's talking to the creators of the film, and he gives them some constructive criticism about how they presented the information. And I think that is a good piece to watch. He was very nice. He was very polite, but he definitely let them know that the way that they use that information does not follow in terms of what physicists think or how they think about it. Yeah, I mean, this is like a big pain point for me because I know from what I've discovered and other things that there's definitely more, but this is exactly why it's so frustrating that the space is drowned with so much nonsense that then all the real stuff is having a really hard time to see the light of day because there's so much crazy shit out there. So it's kind of hard to for people to then discern what's what. Let's talk teleology. Why do you think the world is made the way it is? I think that ultimately, uh, the postulation of the why for the entire world, at least for me, the only real reason if somebody created everything would be to answer why does everything exist. But the other part of it might be just cuz, just let it exist. And just let things unfold and see what happens. The truth is that I don't think it matters on the day to day. The only thing that matters is how happy you feel from moment to moment, and that rarely, if ever, relies on you knowing why everything is exactly how it is. Can the code be seen with other similar substances? With mushrooms and Aya can definitely be seen. I am too. And faithful being 100. I'll be honest with you. I am just at the end of my. I can no longer do the live today because I gotta wake up at 3. Oh my god! In like 3.5 hours. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna adjourn, and I'm gonna answer your question more deeply tomorrow, and to all the questions about exactly how to do and not amounts, what amounts. Look at the website on the thing, codeofreality.com. Codeofreality.com. You have the protocol and everything else that you need there. And yeah, if you guys can all cross platform, YouTube, Twitch, X, and TikTok, if you can like the live, it definitely helps the algorithm to pull more people. So tomorrow we have more people coming through, and I will answer these questions more in person. Thank you, Skylar, and I hope your kitchen is going to be all right. What time the stream starts tomorrow? It changes because I'm shooting a movie. So every day is like very crazy, and I don't know. But after the 21st of this month, I should be able to start doing the live again at a regular hour and advertise it at least an hour in advance so people know. So thank you for always showing up, guys. I really appreciate everybody. I'm going to mention one more time that I started my membership program on YouTube. I want to be super clear and honest about it. I don't know what I'm doing, so I can't promise that in the beginning it's going to be amazing, but you will be helping a cause of me focusing on this more full time. And I promise I will take all the constructive criticism people give me, and I will make sure that the value I give you is above and beyond and people feel that they actually get what they deserve. So, all of that being said, it will definitely include more personal interaction with me, including on Zoom and other things that we will, suggest. So if you feel inclined, please sign up for the membership program on Dango Thoughts, Dango Thoughts on YouTube. You can follow the link tree in my description on TikTok, and you can follow me across platforms, Danny Goller on TikTok and on Instagram, Goller Danny, just basically in reverse on X, Laser X83 on Twitch, and Dango Thoughts on YouTube. It's Dango Thoughts. Thank you so much, everybody, for always being here. I deeply appreciate you. Aaron, you just came, but I gotta go. I love you, brother. Peace and love. See you tomorrow. Ciao. See you, everybody, and love everybody.